Wow, that song was like perfectly timed for the ad break. Oh my god. I did not intend for it to end just as the ads were finishing. But hello, welcome on in everybody. Hi Zon, welcome on in. Hi, it is me, it is I. We are live. We are playing another childhood game today. So, I grew up with a lot of movie games. It was either this or Shrek 2, and that's not a joke, by the way. But this game, I think, had more of a lasting impact, because I am a sucker for open world games. So, fun thing, I actually learned a new trick for this playthrough. I learned about audio ducking, because this game does not have subtitles and garbage audio mixing. So, you'll have to let me know how this is, because I have no clue how this is going to turn out today. I also hope my mic is coming through okay. I'm very self-conscious about my audio settings. I'm a bit of a perfectionist sometimes. So we're gonna go live. I am going to pause Cyanic, and then we will punch it. Tab over. Alrighty, so we have another Fox Girls Favorites today, and this one's kind of interesting. This is the movie tie-in for Spider-Man 2. So fun thing, there's actually like 3 separate games called Spider-Man 2, it might be 4 actually. No, it might be 5 actually. Was this on GB and DS separately? I actually don't know. The one that everyone likes is the console version, which thank God is the one I grew up with. The PC version is bad apparently. So we'll see how this goes. By the way, I'm testing a new audio setup today because I had to make something specifically for this game because I could not hear the dialogue at all if I actually kept the audio at a certain point to not have the sound effects be uber loud. So we're trying audio ducking today. Let me know how it sounds as we jump in. So as I stop talking, the game should actually start sounding a lot louder, and it'll get quieter again when I start talking. Assuming I set everything up correctly, but just to demonstrate, I'll talk a little bit during this cutscene because we don't have anything else going on. But as soon as I stop talking, then conversely, if I start talking again, it goes back down. I might tweak the settings a little bit more going forward, just kind of play around with it a bit. But yeah, we'll experiment with that today.
This is my story. It's the usual thing. Boy meets girl, boy loses girl, boy meets another girl. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Don't think my life is all flowers and romance, though. I wish. More and more my life is spent out here, fighting some of the worst the city has to offer. Sometimes it's just a mugger, sometimes it's a bigger problem. This is the city I protect. New York City. It's my home, my playground, my responsibility. And this is Mary Jane, the girl next door, the girl I love. But love is a tricky thing when you live part of your life behind a mask. Fate handed me amazing powers, and I made a promise to use those powers to help people. With great power comes great responsibility. No matter how much I might wish things were different, there's only one Spider-Man.
Well, sequel time already, huh?
Immediately I'm gonna pause the game because this game has an inverted camera and I cannot stand it, so we're just gonna do that.
Welcome back, I guess. I'm sure you miss me more than I missed you. Anyway, things have changed around here since last time, so they dragged me back at great expense to explain what's up. First things first. You're not much of a wall.
So this is just a tutorial narrated by Bruce Campbell from like Evil Dead, and also, you know, frequent collaborator of Sam Raimi, the director of these movies. This movie game does have like the cast for the most part. It's missing like 2 people, I think. One is sorely missed, and the other is not. But we'll get to that later. Yeah, hi GV, hi Aiden. This should be a pretty short playthrough if I actually don't F around too much in the open world. I am talking over Bruce Campbell, it's fine. But I've gone through this tutorial so many times while testing the audio for the stream. So I've heard this dialogue too many times already.
Just do a little hop. A little hop. That's because you didn't charge your...
You can also skip the tutorial outright by doing that, but... it is like missable gameplay, I guess, if you skip the tutorial, because there's like a whole chapter of the game that's skipped if you do not do the tutorial. It's really weird, actually. How am I? I am in a weird headspace, but we'll obviously get into that at some point. I hope everyone's doing well, though.
There for a second and look at your map. See it there? That red thing in the center is you, and the blue dot is your destination marker. The line that connects each dot to the map represents how high up...
Here comes a Spider-Man. Yeah, hi Nicole. Welcome on in.
Yeah, sure it does. Everything's broken into chapters, and every chapter opens with one of these nifty little...
It's very loud where I am. I don't know how much noise is gonna come through.
So get...
yeah, this is just all tutorial. Like, an entire chapter is just... 2 chapters are tutorial. So, like, if you skip it, you literally go to chapter 3, if I'm not mistaken. So this is teaching us about wall crawling and web swinging. So if you hold R in this version, we start swinging. You hold L, you speed up. This game has a weird-ass button arrangement where it's like buttons are very opposed to each other in terms of where they place on the controller layout. But we'll get into that later. This was definitely, I think, in some ways better with a GameCube controller, which I'm not using for reasons.
Now that you're out and about, why don't you swing around for a while? You know, do your thing.
Yeah, this is just kind of to let us get get to grips with the controls. I forgot how crusty this game looks. Like, this game looks real bad, in my opinion. I know it's like a 2004 game, so like, you know, how good could it look? But like, I think the first Spider-Man movie game even looks better than this. Like, this looks real crunchy. Like, just the detail in Spider-Man is like really not great. Like, he's super blocky. Like, it almost kind of feels like a game from like this like late Saturn Dreamcast era. CRT made it look better, absolutely. But unfortunately, I do not have a CRT anymore.
Okay.
Yeah, it is very fun though. This game was a core part of my childhood as I got into...
Stop, thief! Well, that's convenient. The arcade just got held up and the robbers are driving away. What is... Looks like the robbers are escaping on foot.
Wow, they cut off the dialogue because I stopped it too fast. But yeah, now we just have to like fight them. Again, I might change the audio ducking a little bit to be a little bit less aggressive. It almost feels like the game audio is getting too quiet when it's audio ducking, so I might adjust that a little bit later. But yeah, y'all can let me know if you can still hear the game while I'm talking, because I can't hear the game while I'm talking, which is slightly disconcerting.
Now get back to the arcade,
man. Listen,
you know, you should check out some of the games
want
he's
to play
got,
some
too.
games,
I love when audio plays over itself. This is a Sonic Adventure 2 moment if I've ever seen one. So, GameCube only has one shoulder button, or like one bumper, so you have to press Z and pause to actually get the map, instead of just pressing like L or something, so that's really awkward. I love it. I say slightly facetiously. It's kind of wild to think that I had like a CRT until like 2008 or 9. I never was really up on the current technology at the time. And that takes care of the tutorial.
The city's been quiet lately. Maybe my luck's finally changing.
It's kind of wild to think that this is like a pre-rendered cutscene and it looks like modern games look way more fluid than this when they're actually doing gameplay. It's just kind of weird to think about sometimes, how far games have actually come.
Isn't it beautiful, Rosie? This will be my gift to the world. Unlimited energy. The power of a sun harnessed for the good of all mankind.
Don't forget the good of Otto. Eat something. The world will still be here in half an hour.
Are you actually watching a CRT filter? Hell yeah. I tried turning it up a little bit. By the way, I need to be quiet. The best line in the game is coming up.
Menu and bring up the save load screen. Easy, right? Well, then do it.
Oh no, Dr. Connor's class. I got so caught up in what I was doing, I forgot all about it. It's gonna kill me.
Okay, maybe not the best line in the game, but one of the most iconic lines in the game, nonetheless. Yeah, this actually has a lot of the movie actors. I feel like Tobey Maguire in particular extremely phoned it in, though, which I almost would say is part of this game's charm, believe it or not. I actually think it adds to the appeal in the way about how flatly delivered most of this dialogue is. It still feels like it's coming really quiet on my end, but it is a little bit better than where it was. But again, we're also not in combat, and like combat sounds always the loudest. But yeah, I figured I would have to learn about audio ducking eventually, just because a lot of games have really wonky sound mixing, and thus the ability to have the game still plenty loud while also being able to like talk and not have the game drown me out is a really good skill. A really good thing to know how to do. Yeah, it only took a game with like 2004 audio mixing to actually force me to learn something I probably should have done already. But that's just the story of my life, putting things off until the last minute. By the way, I basically set this up like 20 minutes before stream because I make good life choices. So yeah, we actually will not be going to Dr. Connor's class. We are going to have to stop a crime instead, because we're Spider-Man and he gets interrupted a lot.
Don't let them get the case.
Give us the case and you won't get hurt. I got her. Let's clear out of here. Spider, we're gonna need more men.
This game looks very blurry. Sometimes I think about like whatever people use as a like derogatory comment, like, oh wow, this looks like a PS2 game. It's like, on one hand, there are definitely examples where PS2 punches above its weight, like any Square Enix game, but I think people also forget how like sort of crusty certain third-party PS2 games can actually look at times. It's kind of alarming in a way sometimes. Alright, we got the suitcase back.
Hi, my name's Spider-Man, and I'll be your rescuer today.
Thank you so much for saving me. The briefcase, you got it back. Thank goodness.
Why did they want this so badly?
I'm sorry. I can't really talk about it.
All right. Well, at least try to be more careful from now on.
Don't worry.
Maybe I can still make it before class ends.
And now we have to be late for class, because of course we are.
Dr. Connors.
Peter.
I'm sorry for missing class. I was on my way, but...
Peter, I don't want to hear excuses. You have a keen scientific mind, but your grades are slipping. You miss class half the time, and when you do show up, you're asleep in your seat.
Yes, Dr. Connors. I understand.
Have you started your paper on Dr. Octavius yet? He's a good friend of mine, so you'd better know what you're talking about.
Well, I've been thinking about it.
Thinking isn't your problem. But that paper isn't going to write itself, Peter. And if you don't get your act together, you're in serious danger of failing this class.
I know, Dr. Connors. I'll pull things together. I promise.
I hope so. I'll see you in class.
Something really funny about this game is sometimes you'll end up getting like, I realize I should save frequently given the way I'm recording this game. Also, this game just crashes on its own occasionally. Like, it's not the most stable game, as it is a movie tie-in. We immediately have to go do something else, though. Also, hi, we're still in tutorial, by the way.
Both pointing you to the pizza parlor. You'll need to get over there at some point, but there's no rush.
So immediately we have to go, like, meet up with Harry Osborn and Mary Jane. Weirdly enough, it always shows up as in, like, an enemy marker, but then transitions into, like, an actual waypoint marker. It's really weird. This game has some quirks to it, for sure. But I kind of feel like the quirkiness is part of the charm in older games, like that some of these are so unstable. God damn it, I screwed up. Usually games that try to look realistic, like I hit with the crust the hardest, yeah. I screwed up. We unfortunately will not be doing any pizza missions this chapter because as soon as we approach the pizza parlor, it's immediately gonna jump to the next story objective. So, oops, we'll do that some other time, but we have to do a pizza mission. We are legally obligated to do at least one pizza mission. And by legally, I mean because I said so. Yeah, this game was a big deal. Like, open world games are just kind of taking off. You get, like, Grand Theft Auto, and that's kind of it of the scope. And then, like, Spider-Man comes along, like, oh shoot, now we have, like, a big superhero game like this, and this just kind of set the stage for a lot of superhero games after, for better or worse. It kind of, like, ruined the industry in some ways, because I almost feel like there's an overabundance of this now, and a lot of them aren't even good.
Peter, you made it. Happy birthday.
Hey, buddy. MJ and I had a bet going on whether you would actually show up.
Thanks, Harry. Hey, MJ. I'm almost afraid to ask, but who won the bet?
I did, of course. Okay, Harry, pay up.
All right, all right. Are you sleeping all right, Pete? You look beat.
Just some late nights.
Still palling around with that murdering bug?
Harry, I know you think Spider-Man killed your dad.
He did kill my dad. Someday I'll get him for it, too. You tell him that next time you see him.
Yeah, well... Hey, congratulations on those billboards, MJ.
Oh, thanks. It's so unexpected. Everything's happening at once. The billboards, the play, which you have to come see, by the way. I'll get you a ticket for your birthday. Can you swing by later and pick it up?
Huh? Oh... Swing by, yeah. Thanks. Yeah, I promise I'll go. So, what's up at Oscorp lately?
I'm heading up special projects now. We've been providing funding and tritium for one of your heroes, Dr. Octavius. You want to meet him?
Do I? That would be great, Harry.
I'll set everything up then. Hey, come on, let's eat.
Man, that cake was good. I'm stuffed. I better burn off some calories or I won't fit in my costume anymore.
There's a lot of points in the story where Spider-Man just monologues. I'll probably end up talking over some of it because I will not hear it. Yeah, the game is still very quiet. But yeah, as soon as we approach the pizza place, we'll immediately get thrown into another story mission. So unfortunately, we will have to put that off another time. Yeah, this definitely set the stage for, like, Arkham City. I actually don't like the Batman Arkham games, true story. I actually think they're kind of, like, good games if you separate them from the source material, but even as someone who's, like, very casually into Batman, I do not like how Batman is portrayed in, like, any of the Arkham games past Asylum. Because he's just kind of an asshole, which is not my favorite version of Batman. I kind of prefer when he's, like... when like Bruce Wayne and Batman are very separate personas instead of just like permanently like just kind of being an asshole to everybody, just kind of being a dick to everybody, and not like Grayson, shall we say. Yeah, in general, I think the gameplay is phenomenal though. Definitely worth playing from a pure gameplay standpoint, but again, I just have story gripes. Even as someone who's just very casually into Batman as a character, I'm really not into DC, which frankly this game probably explains a bit, because let's be real, superhero games of this era were kind of slim pickings. A lot of them were not very good. So yeah, we'll immediately have to go meet MJ. So unfortunately, I will not hear the song quite yet. We need to go to the little opposite part of the city. I think the thing that stands out about this traversal is just how fast it is. Like, the city isn't quite to scale, to my understanding, in any Spider-Man game. But it's just like really nice to be able to go fast, and we're at swing speed level 1, by the way. You can swing faster, potentially, with upgrades that you can buy along the way. You can go into these little comic stores and buy all sorts of upgrades. Well, some of them are comic stores, others are just like miscellaneous. We'll buy the, like, 3 things that are actually required for a bit. Yeah, Brave and the Bold is the best Batman, I will agree with that. Like, I am definitely a big fan of that style of Batman, where he's kind of the straight man, but he's not like an asshole, which, again, Arkham definitely strays too far into asshole, especially when you get to Arkham Knight, I'd say. And I mean, I don't even understand I have opinions on, like, Kill the Justice League too, but that's a whole other story.
Sorry, I'm running a little late, MJ.
I've gotten used to it.
It was great seeing you and Harry again the other night.
Yeah. Anyway, I brought you the ticket for my play. Peter, I think you should know. I'm seeing someone now. A guy.
Oh. Really? Huh. Really?
Is that all you have to say?
Oh my gosh. I have to go.
Of course you do.
I'm really sorry, MJ. I really want to talk more. I'll call you.
Yeah. Sure.
Why do video game characters of this era just run like that? Like, always kind of hunched over? What are these posters? I never noticed this before. But it's like, what the hell is this art? Like, some of it's fine, but then it's like over here, it's like, you just have this one thing that's just like...
Spider-Man?
I mean, at least it's like mostly readable text. You just have this, that's the word see, and the word saw. It's not even like the C that would go with seesaw either. You just have this like thing that says like irony, ivory, a bowl. I was like, what does this even mean? I never thought about that before. Oh yeah, they have guns now. I should be more careful than I am currently being. Cause I am not being careful. I'm being extremely uncareful. But yeah, I really like this game still. I think the game is actually not great still. If you're judging it by modern standards, I would just say play the Insomniac games. I say as I still haven't played Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac. Because that game just never will go below $40. And I keep waiting for like maybe $30, but nope, nothing. And that's just me kind of like, I don't know if I'd vibe with the game based on everything I've heard about it. It kind of feels like it would frustrate me a little bit. Okay, let's look around. This is the only time you can go into the museum. It's like, what even are these like art pieces? Like, I'm just looking around at this point, getting distracted. That's just a barcode. But yeah, it's like, at least the text is relatively readable. I'm almost surprised it doesn't just break down at this, like, low of a resolution, because this game would be like 480p, essentially.
This may not be art, but I like it. Who?
You got nice moves for a dork in tights.
Are these yours?
Please.
Wait!
They're basically going to be bantering this entire time. How much of it I'll catch, we'll see, I guess. Yeah, Black Hat. Basically a lot of chase missions in this game. I'm not the biggest fan of this, by the way. Just, I feel like these go on a little bit too long sometimes. A little long in the tooth, but, you know, could be worse, I suppose.
Back off, you're crowding me.
I actually don't know who voices Black Cat in this game. I actually like the Insomniac version of the character a fair amount, but like other portrayals I'm just not super into. I actually like the Fortnite design, bizarrely enough. You have like Web of Shadows, which is just not my favorite either. Though the QuickTime events are of course very funny. That's like the best thing about Web of Shadows is failing QuickTime events. And that's...
Nah, I already got that merit badge.
That's probably not the highest praise you can give to a game, is I like messing up the QuickTime events. Same with Spider-Man 3. Obviously, the exploding building in Spider-Man 3 is the famous one. Also, hi Icy. Welcome on in. Hope everyone's doing well today. Again, I had weird-ass streams last night. I cannot recount them because they are not stream safe. But yeah, I have weird dreams occasionally. I don't know why I had these such weird dreams, except I know exactly why I had such weird dreams. But I will not elaborate.
Leather. Doesn't that kind of chafe?
You'll never find out, that's for sure.
God, the voice acting is so not good in this game. It's like painfully stiff. Oh, hi.
You always chase girls who brush you off?
No, only the naughty ones. I have standards after all.
Standard is the word. And here I was expecting... amazing.
Hey! Yep, got away with the ladies, Spidey. Mr. Smooth.
He's doing great. But now we have to go to the Daily Planet. Unfortunately, we have a distraction.
New items every time a new chapter starts. Aha! Next time you have a chance, visit the store and check out what they've got.
So yeah, they'll force you to get upgrades occasionally, like if you start needing them in the story, like well before. So for example, there's like a grapple move.
Nice place.
This one, you need to buy this because you need it for like chapter 7. So like 4 chapters from now, basically. But they make you buy it in the next chapter, so you can't miss it, basically. Which is smart. I appreciate that. To be honest, I like when games don't let you completely screw yourself over entirely just because you did not get an upgrade that they were expecting you to have. That's unfortunately very common. But yeah, we have an important job to do. So we're not gonna actually go to the Daily Planet right away. Daily Planet? That's the wrong series. Daily Bugle. So yeah, we need to go... Oh, wait. Why is zoom out? Okay, we are going the right way. Cool. It's almost like if you played this game like 10 times in your childhood, it kind of sticks with you after a while. By the way, the hint markers, the little green things on the ground, are also narrated by Bruce Campbell. The interesting thing about them is if you find all 200 of them, a lot of them are just kind of like fluff text, to be honest. Some of them are actually like tutorials. Typically in like the starting area, you get more tutorials. Otherwise, you get more like info on the villains, Spider-Man, etc. But there's one where the narrator will be like, if you find all 200, I'll say something different. And that just changes all of the voice lines to Bruce Campbell saying literally saying something different. And like different vocal intonations. It's very like, that definitely stuck with me. Wait, purple mission. So you have green missions where you have to talk to someone to get a mission. You have purple missions that are spontaneous. So for example, we have like a carjacking. Purple missions are very famous because you have the balloons. So children will lose their balloons, they'll just float away, and you have to like drop everything to get the balloon. So this is like the most infamous part of the game. I'm sure we'll see at least one by the time we're done with this playthrough. Speaking of infamous things, we obviously have to do at least one of these. Otherwise, it would not be a true playthrough of this game.
Well, no one's around. I better change while I have a chance.
Hey, Parker. I have pizzas waiting to be delivered to customers because you weren't here. Hurry and deliver these, and don't mess things up.
Don't worry, Mr. Aziz. These pizzas are in good hands.
I need you to get back here as soon as you finish the deliveries, Parker. The orders don't stop coming just because you are out on a delivery.
This is the most famous part of the game.
Start there.
Also, I'm still fiddling with the audio settings. It still feels really quiet when I'm talking. Again, I don't know if you can actually hear the game at all when I'm talking, which is kind of concerning. So again, I might have to fiddle some more, but I'll stop talking so you can actually hear the song.
I better return the bag now that I'm finished with my delivery.
Oh shit. Hey Baka.
Try to hang on to it. What do we say?
I didn't know that balloon missions can happen during pizza missions until like last night when I was testing.
You did good, Parker. Everyone got their pizzas. Good job. Keep it up, and there will always be work for you.
Thanks, Mr. Aziz.
I've been kind of fiddling with the ratio of the compressor as I've been streaming, which is definitely the smartest, you know, most forward-thinking thing to be doing right now. But again, I set it up like 20 minutes before stream went live, so again, clearly I'm full of the best decisions. Yeah, if you want me to adjust it so the game doesn't go down quite as low, let me know. Because again, I already raised it quite a bit as is, because I had it set like 7.5, and now I moved it up to 4, and yeah, it almost still feels like it's too quiet. But we'll see. Again, this is all just testing. I don't even know how much I'll use this feature. Again, this is just kind of a special case because of how absurdly quiet the game is. Like typically, I don't think I'll need to do this nearly as much or as aggressively, just because, you know, most games I don't have to worry about like dialogue discrepancy. Anyway.
Hi, Pete. Pictures for the boss?
Actually, I'm hoping he might have an assignment for me.
Well, he's in a pretty good mood today. Maybe you'll get lucky. Go ahead in.
Finally, someone who hasn't been bamboozled by that media-grabbing glory seeker, Spider-Man. This Quentin Beck's a special effects guy from Hollywood. Says he's got Spider-Man all figured out.
Sounds like a media-grabbing glory seeker to me.
Oh, Parker. I don't pay you for your opinion, Parker. I pay you for photos.
Well,
Let me guess. You don't have any pictures, do you? You're fired. Come back when you get me shots of that red and blue wacko.
I think that's the third time JJ's fired me this week.
Peter, everything going okay?
Hey, Robbie.
Jonah beating you up again? Don't mind him. Listen, I have a job you could do for me. We need a picture for a story. I want a high shot of the whole city. Here, if you have a map handy, I'll mark where I'd like you to take the picture. Can you get it for me?
Sure thing, Robbie. I'll be back before you know it. Thanks.
I like how most of the stream has just been me talking about my audio settings so far. Again, I kind of nitpick too much in terms of like getting my settings just, you know, just how I want them. And again, I definitely can be a little like, I don't want to say uptight, maybe that's not the word, but like, I don't know. You're doing great? Aw, thank you. Yeah, I have such good memories of this game. I also have really good memories of the movie too, in all fairness. I have seen Spider-Man 2 at least like 5 or 6 times probably. I don't actually think it's my favorite superhero movie though, these days. Fun thing, I actually really like Spider-Man 3. A lot of it's nostalgia, because, you know, objectively speaking, Spider-Man 3 is not a very good movie. But I think that was the first time I might have cried at a movie, genuinely, and I don't understand it in hindsight. But yeah, the two main actors, like, a lot of the supporting cast are not the original actors from the movie, but in terms of, like, main characters, like, obviously J. Jonah Jameson is not J.K. Simmons, and also Harry Osborn is actually the actor for Spider-Man in the Spectacular Spider-Man. Weirdly enough, they actually do have the actor in Spider-Man 3's movie game, and he sounds awful, so... Yeah, you do have, like, Alfred Molina as Doc Ock in this game. So that's pretty neat. Again, this is a very loose adaptation, as movie games often are. This obviously takes a lot of creative liberties from the original movie, which makes sense. Spider-Man 3 is the best because that's the Bully Maguire dance. That is so true. Like, my take on Spider-Man 3 is it's just a really goofy-ass movie that's actually very entertaining. I think it gets too much hate for that. Like, tonally, obviously, it's, like, all over the place, but I actually think it is one of the most entertaining. Just because of how weird that movie gets. It gets so weird.
Oh, this is great, Peter. I knew I could count on you. Take these photos to Jonah. And if you're ever having any trouble getting work from him, you come talk to me. You never know what I might have for you.
Thanks, Robbie. I will.
I like how no one has mouth animations, except, like, Peter in, like, a very small handful of cutscenes.
Hi, Pete. How are you doing today?
Hi, Betty. I'm okay. Is Mr. Jameson around?
Sure. Go on in.
What do you want, Parker?
Robbie said...
Give me those. What is this garbage? Why are you bringing me shots of the city and not shots of Spider-Man? This is the sorriest excuse for... Oh, wait a second. Robbie wanted these, didn't he? Yeah, they're fine. Now get out of my office.
A building just unloaded in the window. Like... What, the one shot of J. Jonah Jameson, like, there was a building you can see through the window, it literally unloaded, and, like, this game is so scuffed, but it is, like, an important part of my childhood.
Explosion. Better check it out.
Let's get out of here. Rhino, get that equipment back to base, understood?
Spider-Man, huh? Finally, I've been dying to see what you can do. Let's go. Just try to break through my armor. I'm gonna break your bones and make you cry for your mama.
Rhino, I'm gonna take a wild guess that you're strong but dumb.
Wow, what a great quip. Yeah, it is John DiMaggio. I'm like, I feel like this is Waka. And it's like, yeah, no. I like how Waka's the go-to because I don't actually watch, like, Futurama. Or Adventure Time, for that matter. I've actually barely seen either. I've seen, like, none of Adventure Time. Like, 2 episodes of Futurama.
I'm gonna have to take away your credit card.
So, fun thing, X is dodge. No matter what, like, version you're playing, you're basically always having attack and dodge on opposite sides of the controller, which is just great planning. Like, I love it. It's totally not a problem whatsoever, especially on, like, a controller this game was never meant to be played with.
Oh no, the boss is gonna kill me.
Sorry to leave you hanging, Rhino, but I don't want to be accused of poaching. I think the police should be able to handle you at this point. Have fun.
Jeez, you're pretty tough for such a scrawny little guy.
Yeah, Spider-Man's probably one of my favorite superheroes too. I have, like, biases though. I know how that sounds. Wait, is that the end of the chapter already? Because we got enough points. Yeah, no, we're already in chapter 5. Cool. I like how it just pauses wherever, so sometimes you just get really bad freeze frames when the chapter starts. in practice, this is as far as I got last night. I didn't play any farther because I obviously knew I was going to be playing this game again, so I didn't want to go through the entire thing. This is only usable from the other swing style. This one can be kind of helpful. This one's very good. There's the other mid-air attack, which is really good. The launch is good. I'm going to be very sparing with what upgrades I buy. Like, full disclosure, I'm not going to buy everything, because this is not going to be a 100% playthrough unless I want to, you know, not have to grind for hero points or whatever they're called. But there is another control setup. A lot of people prefer this. I actually kind of don't. So if you tap the button, you actually don't let go of the web, so you can actually chain them together, like so. I, truth be told, think this looks really goofy, just because there's like very little like reaction to it. I just never quite liked this, and also it's more complicated. Basically every Spider-Man game since has like the easy swinging as default, so that's kind of what I prefer to do. So yeah, we got a lot of story coming up. We gotta go say hi to Dr. Octavius real quick. But yeah, in terms of superheroes, I generally lean more towards liking Marvel than DC, in all fairness. I like some DC characters, but not like a ton. Some are very predictable. It's like I feel like I kind of have to like Luna Snow at this point, which is really depressing because she's not a good character whatsoever. Like, extremely undercooked if we're being totally real.
About time you got here. Otto's a busy man. I don't want to keep him waiting.
Sorry, Harry.
Never mind, let's go.
Whoa.
Harry, it's good to see you again. Otto, your guests are here.
Harry?
Otto, Rose, let me introduce my good friend, Peter Parker.
It's a huge honor to meet you.
Parker? My friend Dr. Connors told me about a brilliant student of his named Parker, who can't seem to stay awake in class.
I'm sure Kurt has beaten him up enough already, Otto.
You're right, of course. This is my wife, Rosie, without whom I would be lost. She is my assistant and inspiration. Come and take a look at my masterpiece. There it is. Sustained fusion has never been possible before. Why?
Once the reaction reaches a certain point, it becomes impossible to contain and control it.
Exactly. Until now. Using tritium in the core...
Provided exclusively by Oscorp.
Yes, of course. As I was saying, tritium in the core lends the reaction more stability. And these arms are the key.
Amazing. How do they work?
Well, you see...
Peter, we don't want to keep Otto from his work.
In that case, Peter, won't you join us for dinner next time you visit? I'm sure Otto would be happy to explain more then.
I would love to. Thanks.
See you then.
I can't believe I actually got to meet Dr. Otto Octavius.
It's kind of interesting that the design for Peter Parker in this is based on the part of the movie where he loses his powers, thus he has to go back to wearing glasses. It's very weird that that's the choice they made. Again, this game has a lot of choices in its attempt to adapt.
Spidey, you have to stop those robbers. They're holding up an armored car.
You really think you're going to win?
It sure looks that way, don't it?
Don't worry, I'll stop them.
Use a tiny amount and certain watches to get a little illumination. It always comes back to watches, doesn't it, Aiden?
Over here.
But yeah, yes, okay. What was I gonna say? Yeah, the mission structure is basically you have to talk to people around the world to actually get, like, missions. It's very clumsy, I would say. It's not entirely intuitive. I kind of prefer everything would work like the purple missions, just because it would be a lot faster, to be honest. That is something that other games have figured out a lot better, I'd say.
about a career.
This is actually something I think Arkham does really badly, is there's not really any chance for random crimes in the traditional sense, because everything is taking place in Arkham City, or either that or Gotham that's been abandoned, like in Arkham Knight.
I think the police are chasing someone. A car just came through here, going way too fast.
Hello, the one guy. Welcome on in. We're just kind of doing like free roam stuff because we need to get enough points to actually unlock the next mission. We're on chapter 5 currently, so we're actually making pretty good time through this game. I think this is still going to be a 2-stream game though, because I'm going to get walled on some of the later sections. Yeah, this will probably be 2 streams if all goes well. What if, given that we are right here in this part of the world, in this time of day, in this part of the country localized entirely within New York, what if we just do more pizza missions? What if we just completely embrace the meme? I say as I keep careening into things. The web swing in this game is a lot more complicated than like every other Spider-Man game, up until Spider-Man 2 by Insomniac. A lot of them made it a lot more streamlined.
I have many pizzas that need delivering, and you are late, like always. You are the only delivery boy here right now, too, so you must deliver everything. Don't be late.
I won't let you down, Mr. Aziz.
It is indeed time for pizza.
Start there.
It's interesting because you can't do air tricks or like hit the ground too hard, otherwise the pizzas will jostle. So it is actually an interesting test of skill. The motion blur is very aggressive in this game. Hi. I like how he's just like standing there holding out his hands, like, give me pizza. You know, this is also reminding me I never did Lego Island beyond the Bisshawk Shuffler.
An empty delivery bag means it's time to head back.
The way the music speeds up is very good, by the way. That's like the funniest part. This is an actual song, by the way, but it's just kind of known as the Spider-Man 2 pizza song, unfortunately.
You did all right this time. Maybe I'm not wrong to keep you on, eh? Keep up the good work, and you will have a bright future here.
Wow, Mr. Aziz, thanks.
Perfect delivery. I'm not gonna burn through all the pizza missions. I want to take my time with those. You also have photo missions, but unlike the one initially, they're timed from here on out, so they're a lot more annoying.
Oh, Spider-Man!
Yeah, I'm doing my best not to talk over things, but like this is just incidental dialogue. I'll be able to piece together what I'm supposed to be doing just based on visuals.
Come and get us, cop!
Shooting?
Pew pew. In general, I do really like most Spider-Man games I've played. I'm only missing like... I've never played Amazing 2, and I haven't played Edge of Time from that same era. And those got delisted so fast because the marketing deal ran out that I never got a chance. I mean, I could now through ways, but I also don't know if it's worth the effort. The other interesting thing about like Spider-Man games in general is they used to be a lot more level-based, like the Neversoft one for PS1, and then there's also like the first movie game, which plays out very similarly, where like you just have like a big skybox and then you access like indoor levels. So yeah, the game's definitely evolved a fair amount. I actually think, despite being more level-based, Shattered Dimensions is still very good. And I kind of wish all of these games could be freed from the legal hell they are stuck in, but they can't, because, you know, who the hell even owns the rights to these games? Because you have to negotiate with all these companies. Technically, Xbox would own these games. Which is very interesting, actually. Because of them buying Activision. This game was developed by, I think, Treyarch, who are definitely stuck just making Call of Duty till the end of time, which is very unfortunate in my opinion. A lot of companies are like that, to be fair. Raven Software is the other one. They did the Jedi Outcast and like Jedi Knight games, and now we're just basically doing COD over and over again.
Hold on, much longer.
That reminds me, I actually need to play more like... I need to play Spyro, like, 2. I say this a lot. I've never finished Spyro 2. I've only finished the first Spyro, and I had a decent time with it, but also, like... I definitely struggled a bit with, like, Reignited specifically. Reignited's very good though. I had a good time with it, but I also don't have a frame of reference to like the original, because I only played a tiny bit of the original. Yeah, Toys for Bob. They went independent at least, so that's something. At least they were able to break free. We should play the original. We should play the original.
At gunpoint.
Do you mean Spyro 1 or Spyro 2 specifically?
I'm being robbed, please.
At least I should show you why original 2 is the best. Ooh, okay. Yeah, I should do that. Like, if you ever want, like, if I ever want to stream Spyro 2, I'm definitely hitting you up, Hassan, for advice on that. And also, like, if you want to be on call, like, we can work something out as well. We still haven't done that race stream that we were talking about doing like 2 months ago at this point. A very cursed race stream. You're the #1 Spyro 2 hater? Oh.
Listen, I got a new job for you to do, okay? There's these things called photo op tokens that I want you to find. I've marked them on your map just to spell it out real plain for you. Now get to work.
This is so weird. Like, Bruce Campbell's like, yeah, you should just go get these, like, photo tokens. It's like, it doesn't ever come up again as a collectible. It's only for this one mission. And it's, like, completely non-diegetic in a way that's, like, it kind of drives me up the wall ever so slightly. Yeah, spoiler if you don't want to know my upcoming plans, but there was a very long bit of, trying to predict if certain people will join voice calls by a certain time, and I made a joke about like, oh, if this person doesn't join by this time, I'll play this really bad game on stream. Harrison Ford and Blade Runner ass narration, yeah, it's not great. Ooh. The problem with all these moves is I forgot to use them. I just used the basic combo for the entire game. I literally cannot be asked to remember combos in this game. Because so many enemies, you can only get one combo in anyway, so it's really like, the combat system is like extremely involved and completely pointless.
What is wrong with you people?
Yeah, it's like there was a joke because of the game that in question, and Son also had some experience with this game too. There was a joke about like, hey, what if we did a race of this game? Then I think we both ended up having like scheduling conflicts to the point where we never actually did it. Again, I'm not going to say the name of the game because I don't know if it should be a surprise or not, but... yeah, I don't know if that's ever gonna happen at this point. It was just kind of a loose thing that had been discussed. I don't know how serious it'll be. Remember when people thought Xbox buying Activision would lead to new Spyro and Crash games? Yeah, I don't know why people thought that. It'd be very funny. See, the temptation to be like, hey Aiden, do you want in on this race too? Let's go full cursed with it. Actually, just get a ton of friends in on this horrible, horrible idea. But that just also creates the problem of having to schedule more people, which just, therein lies the problem I'm already facing. It says beginner camera tokens. I don't think there are any other camera tokens in the game.
Uh-oh. Guess I'd better check out that alarm. I'd know that silhouette anywhere. I'd better catch her.
The hell does he mean he'd know that silhouette anywhere? You might be able to do one aspect of the game, but the rest of it you don't know? That's fair. See, I am rusty on the topic of this game, so I don't know how well I do. Is she supposed to run on the ground like this? I feel like she isn't. Unless I completely forgot her routing for this chase. This does not look like intended behavior. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Chasing me again?
I am gonna save the game. Just to be on the safe side. And I will let this play out. Because I'm very curious to see what happens. Oh, ads are starting. Oops.
Didn't keep breaking into places.
Oh, there she goes. Yeah, I don't know what the hell was happening there. So yeah, we'll wait for... Ow. Just careen into a wall. Like, did she get clipped into a building or something? Like, what happened? Where the hell is she? Okay, looks like her pathing fixed itself. I hope, at least. Yeah, this looks back to normal. Ads are about to start. Oops.
Hey, you're actually keeping up. Nice.
Looks like she clipped into a building and then clipped out of it. Yeah. Again, I don't think this is her normal pathing, so I'm very fascinated to see how this goes. I think I just passively break games sometimes. It's almost like a gift to this community. But yeah, ads are starting, so I'm gonna pause here and we'll see where the hell this leads us in a bit. I have returned. I'm very curious, Aiden, why you say beloved and beloved, given that that seems to be a very common emotion with Sonic Heroes. But I'm curious to see if there's an exact story, though. To be fair, I'm pretty sure we've already talked about it, and I just have the memory of a goldfish sometimes. Alrighty, let's see how badly this breaks now. This will be funny, hopefully. Yeah, she's just kind of jogging everywhere.
I'm flattered.
Through oncoming traffic, as you do. Running into a wall, good start. You're doing great. Yeah, Rail Canyon is like... that elicits that emotion. When Rail Canyon was announced for Shadow Generations, I didn't know how to feel about it. How the hell did she get up there in like one jump? That's gotta be her AI fixing itself, like her AI pathing. Cause like, that was ridiculous. She just kind of wrong warped up here, basically.
I'm flattered.
Well, I wouldn't keep chasing you if you didn't keep breaking into places.
That was less funny than I thought it would be, to be honest. I was really hoping that she'd just continue running into a wall and getting stuck in places. And that basically we'd end up with, like, and the chase ending on its own in, like, completely the wrong place. I was kind of hoping that would happen. Not even gonna lie. We should be fine. You know, I'm trying to remember which mission is which. I don't know... Oh.
Not bad. I actually had to push myself this time.
Hand over those jewels you took.
Jewels?
I saw you leaving that jewelry store. You know, the one with the alarm blasting.
I don't have any jewels.
Wait, what's your name?
Me? I'm Black Cat. And I just crossed your path. Now, if you'll excuse me.
Whoa. Black Cat, huh?
Oh, there it is. I saw this token during the cutscene. I'm like, I need to find it. Short hair, that's new. Yeah, this is a very interesting Black Cat design. I don't think I like it, to be honest.
Black Cat seems okay. Maybe a little bit of an attitude, though.
Yeah, I don't think it's quite hidden right for me. I appreciate the... I should stop talking. Yeah, I think it's the hair that's not doing it for me.
What am I...
This would have been the first time I've ever seen the character Black Cat in anything, because I don't really follow comics or the cartoons that much. So my knowledge of Spider-Man as a general franchise is very limited. Oh yeah, we have these little, like, date missions here. I don't know why they're date missions if, like, they've broken up at this point.
Peter, I guess you're running late. Or else you thought we were meeting at the movies. Anyway, the movie's starting soon, and I don't want to be late, so I headed over there. Meet me there, if you aren't already there.
I knew I was running later than I thought. I need to hurry. The movie's starting soon.
That's mine. Give it back.
So yeah, you have these missions where you just have to it's basically a time trial of sorts. You just have to get to a destination in a set time. Some of these are very strict though. Like some of these are pretty brutal to actually get to on time. He literally falls off the roof. It's like, that sounds suspicious.
You made it. It's great to see you.
Hey, MJ.
Wow, that gives 600 points. We're probably pretty close to the next mission. Oh, the next mission's like one of the notorious ones, I think. I don't know if it'll be that bad for me, because I've played this game 50 times. But yeah, I can see this being a problem on the first playthrough, so we'll have to see how this goes. I kind of have it memorized a little bit of like how to approach this set piece, which will definitely help a bit. If it's the mission I think it is. If it's not, then this will be very awkward, but I think the one I think it is the next one. The combo structure of this game is very basic. This is like a weird trend in sequels of this era, where it's like, I feel like the graphics get worse every time there's a sequel. So like, we'll talk about it eventually, because this game is on the list too, tentatively. But Star Wars Battlefront, I think Star Wars Battlefront 1 looks a lot better than 2. It's obviously got a lot less content, but the gameplay mechanics are also very different. Battlefront 1, the cursor, like for aiming, is a reasonable size. It takes up like so much of the screen in 2 because the auto aim is so aggressive. Battlefront 2 just becomes more arcadey as a result and less like serious, I guess. Obviously Battlefront 2 is the more iconic game because you have like the story and everything. But in general, I do feel like Battlefront 1 is a little bit more of like a serious game. It also gives me motion sickness because of how bad the not depth of field, how bad the camera zoom is. So that's fun. Yeah, it's like, look at all these upgrades I'm probably never gonna use, so I'm just not gonna buy them. Just gonna save myself a little time with that. So, back to the Daily Bugle. You also have like challenge missions. I haven't done a single one so far, just because they're like trick races, like, oh, do this trick through this, like... Okay, that was interesting. I think this cutscene's soft-locked. But I want to see how it progresses, so I'm gonna let it play out. I swear I've had this happen before. Like, this wouldn't be the first time. But yeah, this can happen occasionally. So unfortunately, I think we'll have to skip the cutscene entirely, because I didn't save, so I can't go back, obviously, without doing a bunch of other stuff. I'd have to do the chase again. Yeah, this is a very functional video game, as I'm discovering. So yeah, unfortunately we'll miss that. We don't even get any context, we're just still stuck in this hallway. What's supposed to happen is you're supposed to go to J. Jonah Jameson's office.
Pete, you know I can't just stop and chat.
Oh hey, we can actually go inside.
Why are you still here? You're fired. Get out! I have a paper to run. You're fired. Why are you still here?
So like, what we're supposed to find out is like, oh, Madison Square Garden, Mysterio's doing a bunch of stuff, so we need to go get photos. That's literally what that cutscene is for.
Prove I'm a fake, huh? This, I gotta see.
I forgot the exact context of the cutscene, but that's basically it. And yeah, I swear I've seen this before, where just the cutscene breaks. Because I have played this game so many times, I feel like I've run into weird quirks like that. So yeah, we're being challenged by Mysterio. That's the crux of the story.
Ladies and gentlemen, you just joining us, Hollywood effects expert and Spider-Man critic Quentin Beck has issued a public challenge to the web-slinger. Bob, what do you think?
Well, Steve, it's a bold move, no doubt about it. Personally, my money's on Spider-Man.
All right, we'll have to see how it plays out. Here comes Quentin Beck now.
And now, your MC and host for this evening. You know his legendary work from such films as Cyborg Babysitter and Tears of an Alien Bounty Hunter. A man who has worked tirelessly for the entertainment of all mankind. Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to introduce that master of film magic and illusion, that expert of the unknown, the one, the only,
Thank you for coming, Spider-Man. I knew you couldn't resist.
I don't like people building a career off bad-mouthing me, Beck.
What about that newspaper man, Jameson?
JJ? He just has a knack for hiring good photographers.
Well, Spider-Man, now that you're here, let's get right to it. Your first challenge will be something you're supposedly quite good at. Rounding up criminals.
That's it. All right, whatever.
Oh, there's more to it than that. After you collect each criminal, deposit him in one of the 3 holding pits here. And by the way, you'll only get a point if you use the pit with the green light. I'll be competing against you, and there will be 3 waves of criminals. If I, with no so-called superpowers, collect more criminals than you in the allotted time, then the world will be able to see clearly what a sham you are.
I don't know what happened to make you so delusional, Beck, but bring it on.
Well, it looks like they're getting ready to start. According to the press release, the city's Department of Corrections provided the criminals Beck and Spidey will be collecting.
Right, Steve. And virtually every one of these convicted criminals is someone Spider-Man helped capture, including one celebrity criminal, Herman Schulz, a.k.a. the Shocker.
Well, it should be interesting to see how that affects the results. Oh, it looks like they're starting.
Ready, Spider-Man? Let's begin.
So I accidentally spoiled it. I forgot he's actually not Mysterio in this chapter. It's fine. It's okay. Anyway, we just need to throw them into the pit. Also, this is a 21-year-old game. So, like... that also has 0 chance of ever being officially re-released. Based on a movie that is, like, also 21 years old. So I feel like if I'm going to accidentally spoil something, this is like, I could have spoiled something worse. So...
Isn't that enough?
Wow, we're actually doing really good at this, apparently. This is very easy. I also should be saving very frequently. This has been a cursed playthrough already.
Spider-Man has taken an early lead. Clearly, this is one hero who knows what it takes to control a situation.
You're right, Steve. But Beck still has plenty of time. As a wise man once said, it ain't over till it's over.
Profound. 10 out of 10, no notes. I do like it when media for superheroes respects the audience's intelligence with things.
I'm better than you, Spider-Man.
When they're not being coy about stuff, like, oh my god, this character who obviously is the bad guy is the bad guy. Like, that just gets kind of annoying sometimes. So, like, the Insomniac games, I think, do a good job of it, of, like, establishing who the villain is really fast. Because they don't want to, like... They assume people have some knowledge of these characters, and thus they don't want to, like... Oh my god, Dr. Octavius is making, like, metal arms. Who could have seen this coming? Like, villain reveals happen pretty fast.
He's going to have to do some fancy flying if he's going to make a comeback now.
No, don't do it!
Like, Miles Morales, for example. The villain is very obvious from the very beginning of the game, and they reveal the villain's identity, that they are said supervillain very early on, which is like, at least they don't try to drag out the reveal. There's something else I was watching recently where there was like a villain reveal, and it was like really fast, and I was like, oh, thank god, that they didn't try to be like, oh my god, is this character who's obviously a supervillain, like, a supervillain? This was a really weird time for superhero media, though. Wow, that was a blowout. Anyway, round 2.
That's all of them. How about it, Beck?
You're very clever, Spider-Man. You obviously have more tricks up your sleeve than I expected. Still, this last challenge will prove who is the better man once and for all.
Is that what this is really about, Beck? Proving that you're better than I am?
I don't have to answer that. You're the one being tested here, not me.
Whoa. Sounds like I hit a nerve.
This is our last challenge, ladies and gentlemen. You've seen how cleverly Spider-Man can maintain his illusion of heroism, but now, all his supposed skills and abilities will be put to the ultimate test in a one-on-one challenge against me. Here are the rules, Spider-Man. I have built an obstacle course. You will start here. All you have to do is reach the end of the course, hitting these switches along the way. I, meanwhile, will be manning an electric cannon. If I see you, you can be sure I'm gonna hit you with the cannon. Don't worry, the cannon is non-lethal. But once I hit you 3 times, the contest is over and I win.
That cannon doesn't sound too great, but if I back out now, I'll never live it down. Let's get this over with.
Well, I don't know about you, Bob, but from where I sit, things don't seem to be going so well for Quentin Beck.
I agree, Steve. He's going to have to do some pretty fancy shooting here if he wants anyone to take his claims seriously.
All right, now that you're in position, let's begin.
This legally counts as dialogue.
Why don't you just give up, Spider-Man?
Anyway, let's see how this goes. If I can get through without getting hit once, I'll be very happy, but the other thing is I sometimes get hit on purpose because it's faster. So we'll see how this goes. I could definitely cheese this if I decide to.
It has been, but that will be corrected soon enough.
Psychologists call that...
Yeah, fun thing on emulation, on Dolphin, for the longest time, switches were actually bugged. Like, they would not respond. So, like, there was a workaround, I'm pretty sure. I forget what the workaround was, but, like, you had to use a specific workaround in Dolphin to get, like, the final switch to work. I don't understand why that was the case, but programming is weird sometimes. Yeah, I was talking a little bit about favorite superheroes. Spider-Man's obviously up there. I actually don't know who all would be my favorite superheroes at this point, as I'm not like super into like superheroes period anymore. My shallow self tends to just go for whatever character is the most gender sometimes. Luna Snow is definitely one of them, again, even though she has very shallow writing to my understanding of the comics, and even in game, even in Rivals, it feels like she does not have nearly as much interesting things to say as like every other character. I tend to like a lot of X-Men characters in general, if we're talking Marvel specifically. Like a lot of X-Men characters are really cool, I think. And again, I think X-Men in general has a lot of nuance. I'm really curious to see how Insomniac's Wolverine game is like, because again, the Insomniac ransomware attack, so supposedly the entire story might have leaked. Now I've definitely seen things about where the story might go, but the director also left like fairly recently, and then went to work at I think Crystal Dynamics or somewhere. On the Perfect Dark reboot, so I don't know if they're retooling the story for the Insomniac Wolverine game. And I don't know when the hell we'll even hear about this game too. Feels like it was forever ago. So I'm just gonna be like reckless. I'm gonna do this. That was a mistake.
As for you, Beck, stick with the movies. It's obvious reality is way too much for you to handle.
How could he? It isn't fair. He doesn't deserve the spotlight. It just isn't fair. Oh, he can't win. He won't win. That smug bug. Let's see how he likes it when I turn this cannon to maximum power. Oh! What? The laser is overheating? Oh, stupid machine! Work! Work! Come on, work!
Problems with your laser, Beck? I hear there are pills for that now.
That's all.
This was too easy, Beck. I guess I should thank you, though. I really needed some good press for a change. See ya.
No, it's not fair. It's not fair. He shouldn't have won. All the work. The obstacle course, yes, the obstacle course was good. Oh, the electric cannon, the electric cannon. Why?
Hey, Beck, what was it like competing with Spider-Man? Is there anything that guy can't do?
Beck, what does this do to your theories about the web slinger? Are you ready to admit you were wrong?
I forgot there was a second cutscene, so that's why I started talking again. But what I was gonna say is, it's funny, I was kind of like early on in the cutscene being like, this sounds like Ratchet.
Hopefully that's the last.
And then he starts laughing in that second cutscene with the laser, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, this is Tidus. This is absolutely the actor. Now we just swing around. We need 1,200 more points. But yeah,
Give it to me straight. Do I look fat?
I kind of don't have strong opinions about the Wolverine game just because it's going to be violent, and thus I don't know how much I'll be interested in it. Yeah, it's then I looked it up and it's like, yeah, it's James Earl Taylor.
I'll get him there right away.
Because in the first cutscene, it's like, I don't know if that's him or not, and then it's like second cutscene, it's like, yeah, no, that's him, 100%. Yeah. If there's like an option in the Wolverine game to like turn off like gore, like Assassin's Creed Shadows has that, for example, to like disable like blood and gore. If Wolverine has anything like that, I'll be back on board with it. Insomniac tends to be really good with accessibility options, so I think that isn't a possibility of something they'll do. Even like Last of Us has an option to like tone down the gore a little bit, which is like surprising given how much you have to tone down. Even then, Last of Us is still too much for me, if I'm being real. That game is a lot to handle. It's like, I don't even dislike Last of Us for the reasons most people dislike The Last of Us. I just think it's too gory for me. And also just too bleak, emotionally speaking. Like, it's just a very depressing game. And thus, it's not very fun. And I'm not someone who's like, oh, every video game has to be like all sunshine and rainbows or anything like that. But I also just feel like, in general, Last of Us goes too dark. Story-wise, for my liking.
Alright, Spidey's here.
So yeah, Sony's output this gen has been very awkward in my opinion. I've basically played two PlayStation games this gen. One was Astro's Playroom, which is like the one that comes with the console. So I'm not even sure if I should count that or not. And the other is Spider-Man. Well, does that count Ratchet? Let's go with Ratchet. You like angst as much as the next person, but there's definitely an upper limit to that. I guess gore warning for what I'm about to talk about. There's a part in... I get phantom pain. This is part of my issue with gore. That's presented hyper-realistically, is I get phantom pain. So for example, there's the old like WB show / CW show, Veronica Mars, where season 4, which was actually on Hulu instead of like CW, was like, oh, we're on streaming, so we can go like super gory with it.
How's it going?
So like the main antagonist of the season just kind of goes around decapitating a bunch of people, and they show a lot of detail. And it's one of those things where it's like, one, the show is still TV-14 despite that. I don't understand it. And two, I had really bad neck pain whenever I tried to watch an episode of that show. Eventually I had to just bail on it outright, because as much as I liked the old show, I just could not handle it. So, and also the story's bad, apparently, from what everyone was saying. So it wasn't even that worth it in general. But, yeah, I got bad phantom pain, and I got that again with Last of Us, actually. So, I guess spoilers for The Last of Us, both the show, Season 1, and also the first game. But there's, like, a point where Ellie gets, like, kidnapped.
Hey.
by a cult, and then like Joel's basically interrogating someone from the cult to figure out where she is. Ends up like stabbing a dude in the leg, like in the kneecap basically, and it's just a very it's a fairly drawn out like torture scene essentially. And yeah, I had horrible like knee pain after this cutscene. I am not even kidding. So yeah, because of the like really bad phantom pain, I have limits to what I can do in terms of like realistic violence. I don't know why Resident Evil is fine for me though. That's the really confusing one, especially like the more recent games. But it is true, I still have an upper limit with that, specifically with Resident Evil 8 and 7, and probably 9, which is very upsetting to me. I feel like a lot of things aren't loading incorrectly. That card does not look correct. Yeah, I actually don't understand why I'm like okay about the Resident Evil like remakes. I don't understand it. It doesn't make any sense with my like gore tolerance elsewhere. Why like RE2 would be fine for me, or RE4 remake would be fine for me. It's, like genuinely inexplicable. To be fair with those, I do look away a lot, so I'm not like looking. I know what cutscenes are the really violent ones, so I'll just not look. So that also makes a difference, to be fair, but even then. It's like I'm really curious to see how the RE2 playthrough goes, because that is a favorite game of mine, so that would count for Fox Skull's favorites. I kind of wonder how that playthrough would even do, given the content of the game. That is an interesting camera angle. I think we already have level swing, or level 4 swing, so I think we're good in that regard. So we should be thrown immediately into a mission after this.
So much.
Like, as soon as we go to Dr. Octavius' apartment, we'll immediately get tossed into a big thing, essentially. So a lot of times I'm not doing the side stuff until after the story, because you almost always will get enough points just by doing the normal mission. So you really don't need to, unless you just want to unlock everything, which I'm not, so... There's also no fast travel. You have to like manually swing everywhere, which in some ways is actually kind of refreshing. Given that the size of the world is still pretty reasonable. But it also is kind of a weird feeling at the same time. Like, so many open world games have like quality of life that this does not have as like the first game of its type. And yeah, as we were seeing, there are definitely consequences to being the first game of its type. In terms of like visual glitchiness, all sorts of other weirdness happening. Also in an era before patches, so like anything that is broken in this, you can't fix easily. They never did like a reprint as far as I'm aware. Yeah, we need level 4 air combo. We don't need it, but it'll be very helpful for later. There's a specific counter strike that I keep hoping will be in the shop, but I don't remember what chapter it appears in. Basically, more upgrades are unlocked every chapter or so. I don't remember which one goes where, or like which one corresponds to what part of the game. I also feel like violence is a cop-out. Like, you can convey a lot without, like, explicitly showing violence.
Ah, Peter, welcome.
Otto and I have been looking forward to seeing you again. You two chat, I'll go check on dinner.
Thank you for having me.
I don't know how I would manage without Rosie. When you find the woman for you, Peter, don't let her go. I digress. Here, let me show you something.
Actually, Dr. Octavius, may I ask you something?
Hmm?
The fusion reactor is brilliant, but how will you control the reaction?
Ah, that is the secret, isn't it?
I'm afraid the lecture will have to be delayed. Dinner is ready.
Ah. Well, I'll explain it over dinner, Peter. Shall we?
Dr. Octavius's theories are amazing. My head is still spinning from talking to him. Oh no. Mary Jane's play. If I hurry, I can still make it in time.
And of course, we're still late for things. This is actually a timed mission, which is fun. Let's kind of zip on over, I guess. Yeah, that's like the weird part about this gen is like, I like Great Circle for Indiana Jones, which was, you know, Xbox published. But like, I'm not interested in a single Xbox game besides that and Hi-Fi Rush, which is no longer Xbox. Thank goodness, actually. Wow, damn, that was fast. We had like 2.5 minutes to spare.
Covered from here. Let's do this.
What? Not now.
You sound so upset about this. You know, in terms of like Spider-Man media, there's actually still a lot I'm missing out on. Like, I still haven't seen The Amazing Spider-Man 2 or like most of the Tom Holland movies. The only one I've seen is No Way Home, actually. I have not seen Homecoming or Far From Home. And yeah, this kind of set the stage for a lot of movie games of this era, like The Incredible Hulk is also set in New York. This big open world thing.
Other people's time? You okay?
No, I'm fine, but they're getting away with my diamond.
This is actually a somewhat unique setup. You typically don't have enemies on the back of a truck like this. So, a unique scenario, for sure. But also landing on this is not the easiest thing in the world, if I recall correctly. It's kind of funny in modern Spider-Man games, they don't let you like eat dirt nearly as much as like in this game, where like if you're swinging too low, you'll just crash into the ground. Like the modern games literally have precautions in place.
I guess I finally have your attention.
Like there's systems in place to be like, oh well, if you get this low to the ground, they'll kind of keep you going like upwards. You can't like touch the ground easily.
Great. Finally, maybe I can still make it before the end.
Definitely not, because this is a game about Peter Parker suffering, which is also like just Marvel in general after a certain point, I feel.
John Jameson, what are you doing here?
Well, there's this beautiful girl in the cast.
Did she say Jameson? Someone shoot me now.
Stalking girls now? Well, that's pretty pathetic, don't you think? Or is she on your naughty list too?
Not exactly. What do you care anyway?
No reason. Just dropping by to say hi. By the way, remember those guys you beat up the other day in the art gallery?
I remember.
Well, it turns out there's a whole ring of them. I just happened to find their hideout the other day. I could show you. If you could take a break from the peeping Tom routine, that is.
Sure. I really wasn't spying, you know.
This loading time feels mildly scary, but we're fine. I'm still gonna save, like, a lot in this playthrough, given how much we broke this game already, as I've said before. I realize I repeat myself a lot. Like, I say things many times, because I kind of forget until I'm saying it again, in which case I'm like, oh wait, I already talked about this.
I think there may be hope for you yet.
Hey, I was just going easy on you before.
In general, I really do like open world games, and I do think just the freedom of like, I'm gonna swing around the city, like, for hours upon hours doing little side missions.
I think we got off on the wrong foot.
What made you come get me?
Isn't that what you do?
Well, yeah, but...
Hey, I can be nice. I don't always bite. Unless you want me to. Come on now. Don't fall behind.
God, I wish that was that flexible, for the sake of, like, not feeling like I'm hurting every time I try to like stretch remotely in like any context whatsoever.
No need to be nervous.
Thank you for the hydration check. I'll get to that in a moment.
You always take your time like this? Come on, let's go.
How far is this place?
Not too far. Just stay with me.
Yeah, I think we're pretty close to this location. Like, a couple more buildings across. I don't remember. It's been a bit since I've done this game in full.
Finally here. I was just about to settle in for a little nap. All right, let's go.
And then you have like Marvel Rivals where I think a lot of characters in Marvel Rivals definitely... Like Marvel Rivals has helped the popularity of a lot of characters for me. Like I obviously play Cloak and Dagger a lot, so I know more about them.
There they are, as advertised.
Get the rest of this stuff in the truck. We gotta get out of here before Spider-Man shows up.
Nice sculpture.
Alright, this is pretty straightforward if I recall. Oh, by the way, there's spider sense. You can slow down time. Because, like, this is 2004, everything wants to be the Matrix. I'm just not dodging anything because I'm being, like, not good at the game. I'm just kind of mashing buttons at this point. Not being nearly as careful as I should be. The irony is we're kind of coming up on, like, the halfway point of the game. The stream hasn't been very long, so it's like, I don't know how much we'll have left next time. I might just do it on Thursday, and then do something else after. Speaking of Thursday, I think, aren't there like 2 different events happening on Thursday? Because like there's the Capcom event at some point this week, I think it was the 26th, and then you have like an Arc System Works event too. So that'll be interesting, I suppose. There we go.
You know, we actually make a pretty good team. Cat? She took that statue. I must have sucker tattooed on my forehead.
It's like, what do you think was gonna happen? Alright, we only need 200 points. This will be very fast. But again, I, for one, am more interested in the Arxis event just because, like, with the Capcom event, it's pretty obvious that there's not going to be any big surprises. So, for example, they're saying, oh hi, chapter card. Yeah, there's only one mission, but it's a long-ass mission, so this will be interesting to see how long it takes. This is why I wanted the attack the full air combo, because you need it, basically, for something in this chapter. But like, wait, did I get the token in there? Like, aka the thing I literally went in here for? I don't know if I did. Must have. But like they're saying it's Monster Hunter Wilds, Resident Evil Requiem, Pragmata, and Street Fighter 6. And yet there's a lot of like, oh my god, what if they announce like a new, like, fill in the blank? What if we'll get a new Ace Attorney? It's like, we're not getting an Ace Attorney in this. Like, maybe that's just me being negative or something, but I don't think it's gonna have anything new. I don't even think we're gonna get much out of the Resident Evil portion. Like, maybe I'm just being an naysayer, but I genuinely don't think they're gonna talk about anything. Yeah, probably Sagat's release date. That feels likely. The one thing I'm really doubting is getting any gameplay of Resident Evil 9. Like, I genuinely don't think we're getting gameplay at this showcase. Straight up. I think they'll just show the footage from the previous trailer. Yeah, anything can happen, but Capcom events typically just recap what has already been announced. Usually from PlayStation showcases, or in this case, Summer Games Fest. So yeah, I'm not like holding my breath for very much out of this at all.
Hi, Pete. You're looking a little down. Girl trouble?
Huh? Something like that.
Parker!
I'm right here, Mr. Jameson.
Don't just stand there with your mouth hanging open. Becca's having a news conference, and I need a photographer down there.
Another one? But didn't Spider-Man pass his tests?
They were rigged. Get down there now.
Alright, another mission with this character that I totally did not spoil the identity of, as is. I think this is timed, right?
What do you think Beck's got this time?
Who knows? He's a little loopy, right? Hollywood types.
People of New York, I am Mysterio. I'll determine that your planet is ripe for conquest.
Mysterio?
Now I've seen everything.
And do not mock me doing a thing. Your fate is sealed.
Run for your lives! Run for it!
Alright, minute and a half to get all the way over there. Good thing I bought the upgrade. But yeah, again, I just genuinely think we'll not get anything out of Resident Evil 9 for a bit, because it's like February. And we still don't even know what perspective it is beyond just like gameplay demos from like Summer Games Fest being like, oh yeah, there's an option to toggle the two options, first or third person. Which is nice, but it's a case of like, will it actually be good? Because trying to do both can be a little bit wonky sometimes. Sometimes games that try to have both perspectives kind of do neither well, so that's kind of the fear there.
Help!
Okay, I'll bite. How did the fishbowl get stuck on your head?
Insolent human, you are no match for the power of Mysterio.
Mysterio? I think I had a bowl of Mysterios for breakfast.
I'm not going to make it!
I'm slipping!
I'm losing my grip!
I feel like a lot of the dialogue from Spider-Man in particular would be really good if delivered with any amount of emotion, but it is not. I mean, a lot of dialogue is so funny, I enjoy it, but it is not like, I would say, good dialogue, if that makes sense. It's just like, wow, he's totally phoning it in. This is better than Spider-Man 3's voice acting, I think. Which is kind of more of a testament to how really bad that game's voice acting is. There's another one over here. It always is slightly alarming to me when I can just do this, because like, as a kid, when I first played this is literally where I got stuck on the game for the longest time. I never got past this mission whenever I tried playing this game. I would always get stuck here for a long time. It would be like several attempted playthroughs later. Star struggled a lot on this mission. Yeah, I don't blame her for that at all. This mission is a huge wall. So it's like, it's a testament to how many times I've played this game since that I can just do this no problem. Ow, I say no problem as I fall directly into lava, but we're fine, we're alive. We are not fine. Okay, we're good. We're making it. We are okay. Cool. Problem solved. Now what? Do we actually have to fight all the robots? I don't remember, but the mission isn't ending, so I assume we do. Yeah, I think this is like the biggest wall, except for like the final boss. The final boss sucks, if I'm gonna be real. Not even the final boss directly, but the lead up to the final boss is awful, in my opinion. I still screw it up. We'll definitely be falling into water a few times in the final mission, if I had to bet. There we go, and then 2 more. This sucks. How are we even gonna deal with this? Because it is stuck underneath the balcony. Oh good, it unstuck itself. Cool. We're fine.
A futile gesture, spider-human. Even as we speak, my armada is advancing on your city. Our first target will be your Statue of Liberty. You have no chance to survive. Make your time.
Alright, that was relatively painless, but again.
If he's attacking Lady Liberty, I'd better get over there in a hurry.
Definitely says more about, I think, the amount of times I played this game versus the game itself, because I do think this mission is, that part of the mission especially is kind of ass. This part's also kind of bad, to be honest. But I think it does, like, this is the hardest part of the game, I think. Which is unfortunate because it's like halfway through the game. And you get this huge difficulty spike. Again, I think it's going to be a very off...
A UFO invasion. Right.
I thought the game crashed for a moment, I was lingering on that, but yeah, what I was saying is, it's gonna be a very off-balance 2 streams, probably, like...
I have to admit, Mysterio knows how to make a scene.
If I do like a full 3-hour stream today, which is likely, we will not have much of the game left for next time, so either I will mess around in the open world, or I'll figure out something else to play. You know, when I would have really offloaded streams like that, or like front-loaded streams like that, I would always just do like Ring Racers as like a side game. But I actually decided against that at a point, because I just kind of want to dedicate like a full game clearing to Ring Racers at some point.
It seems kind of obvious to go after the giant brain. Mysterio sure is protecting us.
Luckily, Spider-Man kind of homes in on the orbs. Like he kind of gravitates to them, which is very helpful to know. Because you just have to get kind of in the vicinity, and you can just kind of, you know, magnetize to them a little bit. So just start kind of punching as you're just relatively in the area. Again, things that are like not obvious if you haven't played the game before, but again, I've played this game so much that I just know the ins and outs of how the physics work. If you do Ring Racers, hit you up. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Thank you. I should get something set up, to be honest, to do like collabs. I still don't really have a setup for it, unfortunately. There we go. Pizza cake. Now we just have to take out the brain. There's like a saw blade underneath, but it's very easy to destroy the brain.
It seems you're a more formidable opponent than I've given you credit for. I will have to deal with you personally. Come to my hidden fortress. There, I will defeat you once and for all.
UFOs? Hidden fortress? Give me a break. This guy's watching way too much late-night TV. Now, how do I get back from here?
You don't even explain it. It's like, how does he get back to the city? No, he's just there. Never mind.
Buddy, can you give me a lift? I left my wallet in my other costume.
Me riffing on the game, completely forgetting the cutscene, so that was awkward. Oops, but yeah, I appreciate the offers for help with Ring Racers. Part of me, though, kind of feels like I should do Robo Blast 2 first, because I've never actually played that in full. The only problem with Robo Blast 2 is motion sickness, potentially, because, yeah, that game controls. It sure does control. But yeah, I would be interested in trying that at some point, because I do like the vibe of all that, but it's just a matter of like getting to grips with like the gameplay, basically. I don't know if I'll get to this mission before the ad break ends, which is slightly tragic, because it'll be left off in a very awkward spot if we're mid-mission. I mean, we were last time, but still. Tried to play Robert Blast with a controller and it did not click. Yeah. I wish it kinda did click more, but oh well. Anyway, we have to go to Mysterio's apartment.
Wow. Mysterio's hidden fortress looks just like an apartment. A hidden door concealed by a bookcase? Mysterio, you brilliant fiend! Well, I guess I'd better check it out. Oh, glad no one was around to see that. Where the heck am I?
Welcome, Spider-Man. So glad you could drop in.
Hey, it's Mysterio. The cliché who walks like a man.
Silence. Prepare to meet your end in my Funhouse of Doom.
Funhouse of Doom? I thought you were an alien.
Silence. As I was saying, even as we speak, I am watching you from my hidden control room. Perhaps you can find me if you survive. Let's begin now, shall we? Let me introduce you to my friend, Mr. Hoppenack. Such a cheerful fellow, isn't he? You'll soon discover that he's quite the cut-up.
Ugh. And I thought my jokes were bad. Okay,
So yeah, we have to fight these like balloon thingies. They have too much health. Like actually too much health.
I'd better be careful.
The fastest way to deal one hit and then counterattack, I think that deals the most, but it still takes a bit.
Come inside and discover the horrors that await you.
Look at this place. Let me guess, you're trying to make the cover of Supervillain Decorator Monthly, right, Mysterio?
Casually splats on the ground. Now we have to fight 3 of them. Oh joy.
Before, but never quite like that. What is going on?
In terms of other game clearing, I think the big one for me is Psychonauts, unfortunately. I don't know how to actually handle, like, approach that game given, like how long it is, for example. Like, I kind of keep worrying about committing to games that would take like 3 or 4 streams for like game clearing that I'm not guaranteed to actually like. Psychonauts is one that would be very much on faith because everyone seems to like Psychonauts, but I guess there's the fear of like, what if I don't? What if I'm like the one person who doesn't enjoy Psychonauts 1?
You're doing rather well, aren't you? Still, your run of luck can't last forever. How much longer before my traps bring you down, Spider-Man?
The only thing bringing me down is your crummy attitude, sourpuss.
Sure showed him, Spidey.
Back to normal at last. Huh. Looks like that chute is my only way down. Ready or not, Mysterio, here I come. I think I've lost some weight. Okay, fun time is over. I need to figure out how to get out of here so I can find Mysterio and knock some sense into that domed head of his. What was that?
Now, prepare to meet the most dangerous adversary, yourself.
There's a slight problem of this whole set piece of like, how does Mysterio do all this? Because if like, he's just some dude with like special effects, like how does he actually do all this? Okay, so basically the trick what this is, like every, I think 3 mirrors is the one that you have to break. Yeah, so guess he's bad at math though.
You wear pointy ears to sci-fi conventions, don't you?
Hey, guess he's bad at math, huh? Okay, maybe it's every 2, it's every 2 mirrors, okay. My bad, I did not remember. Ow. It almost feels like this is more annoying than difficult. Probably 1 or 2 more. Ow. Yeah, 2 more. There we go. And I think I went too far. Never mind, we're fine. Cool. So that should reveal the exit over here. Hell yeah.
Looks like I found the exit. Finally. A hologram. Why should I be surprised?
You may have foiled my plans this time, Spider-Man, but I'll be back. I promise you that.
Uh-huh. Heard it before. About 1,000,000 times.
How is that entirely under his apartment?
Finally out of that crazy place. If I never see another carnival as long as I live, it'll be too soon. I wonder where Mysterio got to.
This actually would very easily get you to any point threshold unless it was like 5,000 or something. Yeah, we're like flying through this game. I think there are 16 chapters, so like we are well past the halfway point as is, and we've been going for about 2 hours. Which is good, because it means I can easily beat this next stream. Easily. I will not regret saying it that way. Typically I've been trying to keep these like once a week. Like Mondays specifically. I might just do this on Thursday if we get another stream in. Just... Here it is, the best counter in the game. I'm definitely buying that right away. Other than that, again, look at all these moves I will never actually use, so I'm not gonna buy those. Anyway, as we're starting, very good timing on that. Oh, our goal is to actually just earn points, so we're gonna slow down a bit here. But yeah, we'll do that a little bit later. But first, I need to get up and stretch. Hi, we have returned. I should set up audio ducking for the music too, when I'm talking. But yeah, that's a project for future me, I suppose. Alright, back to it. I didn't actually reset the camera. Oops. About here. Should maybe about like here. That's good. Okay. So we have a lot of points to collect. We need 3,000 points. So you know what that means, right? That's the wrong menu. Where are we? We are on... Ooh. I am discovering a problem with my joke plan right now. That is on the opposite side of the city. I just got kind of complaining about the Capcom event and didn't really talk about the Arxis event at all. I kind of wonder what they'll show there. I'm assuming we'll get the final Season 4 trailer for Strive. I almost feel like it's 1, too early, and 2... I almost wonder when they'll actually start talking about the ranked update for Strive. Because they have said that they are going to redo the ranked system, so no longer using like the tower stuff, but just having like traditional ranked matchmaking, which is like, finally, everyone's been hoping for that, and it only took 4 years. There's some other issues too, like the Switch version of Strive, which is considered separate, by the way. Ow. The Switch version of Strive is still missing Venom and now Unica. If I'm not mistaken, it's actually outsourced to a different company though, so I don't know if feature parity is ever going to be viable? And if so, also, will there ever be rollback? Connectivity, not rollback, but crossplay with the other versions? I kind of don't think so. Also, given how, like, every time they added, like, a new console or a new platform for crossplay, the servers broke for, like, a month, I actually don't know if I want the Switch version to crossplay. But I almost would expect, like, a Switch 2 edition, maybe, as well. Because, yeah, right now, Switch 1 is very much in its own ecosystem. It is a little bit different looking. The HUD is, like, weirdly large to account for it being on a handheld, potentially, but it doesn't scale for docked play, which is very annoying, in my opinion. I say as someone who plays Drive on PC, so I don't have to worry about this at all, but it's still something I think about. It is actually, like, a feature-complete version of the game, so, like... It's actually pretty decent if, like, that's your only way to play Strive, but the only problem is you can't play with, like, people who have the PC version. So eventually, like, if on Switch 2 specifically, it got cross-play, that would actually be kind of nice.
I'd better hurry.
Oh, I forgot that this wasn't tied to actual mission completion. This is just, like, a thing that happens on its own. Oops. So yeah, we have another story mission here. I'm botching this web swing. They sure made it a lot easier in later games. The funny part is even Ultimate Spider-Man feels a lot slower than this. It feels considerably slower. And I think the city itself is a smaller area too. At least it feels like that. But Ultimate Spider-Man is also very good. It's not as nostalgic, and also some missions are complete garbage in that game. The Electro mission is like one of the worst missions in the game, by far. There's another one with like Silver Sable, where you have to like play as Venom, and you get like no checkpoints, and that one's also very annoying.
Thank you for coming, ladies and gentlemen. You are all about to witness the dawning of a new age. The power of a sun is now ours. A minor hiccup. Nothing to be alarmed about. What? Get out of here, you maniac! Rosie! No!
I have to hurry. The containment field looks like it's buckling. I don't have time for subtlety. I just have to smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
Ow. It's interesting actually just having like,
That's two. Fluctuate.
FMVs in very specific moments, but like the FMVs in this actually look worse than like just gameplay now.
One terminal left.
Ow. I forgot to fake out. Oops. Ow. I forgot to fake out again. God damn it. Ow. Well, that's a first death. That is very awkward. And very unfortunate, given that we're doing pretty good up until that point. I just completely botched the last part.
I have to hurry. The containment.
At least they let you skip the cutscene. That is very nice, at the very least.
Smash these power terminals until the reactor shuts down.
It does speed up as you go along, so it actually does get tougher. Okay, we're good. We're live.
Fluctuations are getting worse. I have to hurry.
You can air dodge also, which is very nice. Wow, that one's so much easier. What the hell? What gives?
I did it. But what a mess. Dr. Octavius. It sounds like an ambulance is coming. I'd better get out of here. Somehow I just know I'm gonna get blamed for this. Well, the city didn't get blown up. Poor Rosie.
Oh, that game was 1,500 points. You know what this calls for? Actually, we should be in the right area for this, yeah. We need a few hundred more points, so that means we obviously need to go deliver more pizza.
He's okay.
You missed the part where Spider-Man can become a human pinball? Oh, yeah. Hello, welcome on in. Alright, you know what we gotta do. This playthrough is going way faster. Oops. This playthrough is going way faster than I thought it would, to be honest. I'm very happy, because I thought we would be walled at some point a lot more, or we'd just get like... Or I'd just be taking my time, and just this would be a time-consuming playthrough. But yeah, no, we're actually getting through it at a pretty fast clip here. Very happy about that.
Parker! The delivery deadline is coming and you are only just now arriving? Get these pizzas to the customers right now!
You got it, Mr. Aziz. I'll deliver those pizzas before you know it. Think I should make my first delivery over there.
I like how every time Spider-Man gives a recommendation of like which is the first you should go for. I don't know if he's right all the time. That also remains to be seen, but like right now we're not doing that because this one's farther away, so I'm like, I'll prioritize this one. But yeah, you can't do air tricks. You have to be very careful about landing on the ground so that you don't jostle it too much. I like that accidentally backed away too fast, so he's just like, wait, what the hell? Oh, well, that was easy. If you fall in the water, obviously that's bad too, so... Crisis averted.
You did good, Parker. Everyone got their pizzas. Good job. Keep it up, and there will always be work for you.
If you're happy, I'm happy.
How much is that? Well, we need 500 more. But again, I don't want this to just be a pizza mission stream. Mix it up a bit. Yeah, I definitely feel like open world games do, like, appeal to me a lot more for some reason, and I actually don't know why. Even the ones that are, like, notoriously empty, like, the big one that gets a lot of complaints is, like, Metal Gear Solid 5 gets a lot of complaints for just being really empty all the time. But I still really enjoy that game for some reason. I just kind of like, you know, going around the world, just stopping, or like just sort of like raiding outposts and Phantom Pain. And I like the open world and Ground Zero a fair amount too, even though it's, you know, a lot smaller. I mean, even if I don't really have a core objective, like, oh, you have to do this objective in the open world, like, even if I don't have anything like that, I just kind of enjoy just going around, doing stuff. Like, not even, like, specifically trying to meet a certain objective, just kind of exploring at my own pace.
This clearly is not one of them.
It's, like, kind of a weird thing for me. Maybe it's because I don't get to go outside much. I never have as a kid. So I like games where I get to go around, you know, big open worlds, because it's sort of a escapism thing. But it is interesting, I think, that I really don't have, like, the open world, like, burnout on a lot of games. Me considering doing a third playthrough of Breath of the Wild. So fun story, I did a playthrough, obviously when the Switch came out. But I also did a... No, shoot. That'd be fourth playthrough. Yeah, no, it'd be fourth playthrough. I did another playthrough a couple of years ago, and then I did a third playthrough on, like around the time that Tears of the Kingdom was coming out. So yeah, this would be my fourth playthrough actually. I misremembered. Also me considering trying to 100% Tears of the Kingdom because I still haven't actually done that yet. I've gotten close. By close, I mean I'm like 400 Koroks away or something. But I'm actually more like 700 Koroks away. But at some point, I actually do want 100% Breath of the Wild again. Because when I tried going back to it the one time, and then also one other time before Tears, I didn't 100% it. And I kind of want to 100% those again. Now 100% is really weird in both cases because there's a lot of stuff that just isn't tracked. For example, like the medallions I don't think are. 100% on like the map screen is mostly tracked based on locations discovered and something else. Locations discovered and like stuff collected, shrines, Koroks, story events. But like a lot of the minutia in the world is not actually tracked. Hey, guess what? We're late for school again. We're late for class again, so we have to go over, yet again, to Dr. Connor's class. But this time, we have yet another interruption, because of course we do.
Mysterio's robots? Oh, I know.
It's like, how does Mysterio just have all these robots just flying around? Yeah, God, that was not fun for Breath of the Wild, to be fair. Like, trying to find which location I was missing. After getting all the Koroks, I was missing, like, 2 locations. It's like, oops. With the Zelda Notes app, it'd actually be a lot easier, I think. Because I think that tracks it. It's kind of funny though, the Zelda Notes app is just kind of like what I imagine the Wii U version of the game would have been like all along. The only difference is the voice memos, which I do wish were just in the game and not separate.
Kurt. Help me.
Otto? Are you all right? I heard on the news that...
I killed them.
All right, Otto, just calm down. Let's call the police.
Police? No! No police!
Those tentacles. Otto, we need to get you help. You're obviously not well.
Get away from me, you traitor. What? Yeah. He wants to turn me into the police. Is this how you repay my friendship? Yes, of course. That murderous arachnid Spider-Man. He killed Rosie. Destroyed my life's work in an instant. I'll rebuild it, though, and kill him. It shouldn't have been like this. You're right. If I am a criminal, then I will have to act as a criminal to do what I must. I need money. Need to rebuild. For Rosie.
Just kind of clipping into the ground there. That happens a lot in this game. Ooh, too far.
Dr. Connors, I'm sorry, Dr. Connors!
Otto. No!
Otto? What the heck did he mean by that? Dr. Connors was pretty beat up, but I think he'll be alright now. I need to figure out what happened to him, but I don't have any leads. I should drop by the Daily Bugle. Maybe I can pick up a lead there. Or at least earn enough to pay my electric bill.
Oh wait, this is still the same chapter, isn't it? Ah, I don't remember this game very well, I am discovering. As well as I thought I did. Yeah, like Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, in my opinion, are just kind of fun games to run around in. And also, like, the Insomniac Spider-Man games, obviously, are very fun to just kind of fly, like, swing around in. And even when not, like, going after a specific objective, it can just be fun to just vibe. Mario Kart World has kind of become that for me, where I just kind of enjoy driving around a bit, a little, like, for once in a while. Even without, like, a set objective, and frankly not much to really do in that open world explicitly, just kind of hanging out is, like, enjoyable in my opinion. But again, I'm also a sucker for open world games, so I am biased. Like, you know, I am an outlier and should not be counted in this study. Or in this, like... however that meme goes.
Hi, Betty. Any chance I can get in to talk to Mr. Jameson?
Hey, Pete. He's in a meeting with Robbie, but it's nothing important. Go ahead in.
Octavius! 4 extra arms. Dr. Octopus! It's like he was asking for it. Page 1, Robbie. Dr. Octopus rampages.
Got it, Jonah.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Parker. That Fruit Loop physicist went nuts, killed the doctors who were working on him, and ran out of the hospital.
Killed them? That can't be.
It's true, Pete.
All right, get out of my office. This is a newspaper, not a knitting circle.
Dr. Octavius is a killer. Is it my fault?
So yeah, we're actually kind of flying through this game. I say, totally not going to regret that statement. I'm trying to remember the overall pacing of this game.
Is it any worse? Nope, wait, whoa. I withdraw the question.
Yeah, I want to say there's 16 story missions, so we're already on 11. So again, next stream we might be able to get through this game pretty quickly. And again, in terms of the side content, I feel like a lot of it's very shallow, so I don't think I want to do too much of it on stream, at least. Like all the tokens, all the little like side missions, like even the pizza missions would get old after a bit, I think. Meme aside. So yeah, I might just do a short stream to wrap it up next time and then come up with another game to potentially play after. This move's iconic. BBYA, or BBYA, that is correct. How that's going to work on this controller, I don't know. So that'll be very interesting. Or, alternatively, I could just end early today and save some for next time, given that I am also very clearly not like high energy today. I didn't tell you to go here and then tell you to go on the roof. It's like this could have just been here initially.
Aunt May. Sorry I'm late.
Peter, don't be sorry. I was just worried about you. Thank you for taking the time to help me.
It's no problem, Aunt May. Let's go in.
Now about your loan, Mrs. Parker.
Oh no! I gotta get away! Run!
Ladies and gentlemen, I am making a withdrawal. Kindly remain calm and silent so that we can avoid unnecessary bloodshed.
Peter, where are you going?
Your boy is quite the hero.
Stop right there, Dr. Octavius.
So I don't know why he has like henchmen in this game. To be honest, it doesn't quite make sense. But again, there's this, the fascinating thing about every movie game like this is the need to make it like to gamify something that does not necessarily work for a different medium. So it's a very interesting subject in my opinion, trying to like adapt something into an actual movie game. Ow, ow, ow. So So yeah, they will flash different colors to indicate when they're gonna attack, so we have to dodge everything, web them up, and then deal damage when we can. I was too slow. You can also lock on, it's down on the D-pad. I totally forgot until this moment. I did it way early in the game, and then forgot since. The camera is not great. Every time you have an indoor mission, the camera just completely falls apart. Ow. We are in danger. Doc Ock is doing his best right now. Shoot. Oh, ow. That was too early. The problem is every Doc Ock boss fight in this game is the exact same fight. Just the setting's different, but like the way you fight him is the same every time. Which is a little bit annoying, because it doesn't really get any more difficult. It's just kind of annoying sometimes. I think you actually do more damage during the spider sense, but also it's very good for bosses that have like limited timers like this.
Wretch.
I was trying to help. I wish you could see that.
This is for Rosie.
I pressed Y. Come on, game. But also, this boss just takes forever because it's like you have to wait and counterattack. So it feels like it takes ages to get through this fight. You're at the mercy of the boss to cooperate.
Fight me! Stand and fight me!
Well, that's like most of them.
I don't have time to bother with you. You interfere with me at that old woman's peril. No!
Well, that could have gone better. I have like no health left for this part. Oops. So yeah, I could definitely be doing better at this game. The funny part is these two games do have some continuity. I don't know if Spider-Man 3 does, actually, because, like, you know, the first, like, game had Shocker as a boss for a stage. And so Shocker being in this game, like, referenced in the arena, that is a bit of continuity. Also, he got away, so that's the whole thing. But, like...
No.
Oh.
Be quiet, and no harm will come to you.
He just happens to have a helicopter now for some reason. You can actually make this really easy if you manage to latch onto the helicopter, then you don't have to like follow, you just hang on to it and just do it like that the whole time. Which is sometimes a little bit hard to set up properly, but there we go. We don't have to do anything except hold the button down. Yeah, it's like, where did he get the helicopter from? Again, a lot of things are just designed for the sake of making a exciting video game level.
I hope for your sake that he cares more for your life than he did for Rosie's.
So, we are on a timer. Luckily, this is a very generous timer. Stole it from Thanos, probably.
Gotcha. You'll be all right now.
Amazing.
Hehe, amazing. Like the Spider-Man.
Somehow I just didn't believe it.
Hopefully this is an easy mission, because I will die in one more hit. This is not going to be an easy mission. I will probably die here.
I can call you. But please don't hate me!
Yeah, this is not good, actually. Unless they just deal a ton of damage to themselves. That works too. You can do this too. This is a very famous move. For obvious reasons, just because it's very silly. I always forget that Thanos has like a Thanos copter canonically in the comics. How has LEGO made so many like weird vehicles for like Marvel characters, but not ever done the Thanos copter to my knowledge? Because, like, Lego is always giving characters, like, motorcycles and, like, mechs and stuff, but a lot of canon stuff never gets made into a set. Oh, wrong way. Oh, that is... Slow down. I'm gonna save again. I'm not taking any chances. That looked really crunchy. Sometimes games just decide to not run well.
For Rosie's death.
I'm always worried about like memory leaks when I stream games, like because I'm having these games on consecutively for a long time. The MCU is infinitely worse for not giving us the Thanos copter, yeah. I've been trying to go through the MCU very slowly. I guess this is a relevant topic, actually, now that I think about it. But it's been an interesting time. I am 2 movies in. I guess next up would be Iron Man 2. It's like Iron Man 1 was actually pretty decent. Incredible Hulk was not great. That is a movie of all time. Very phoned in at times, I think, if I had to give it like a quick description.
Making my way through college selling grit.
Like, the acting was just very bad. Good concepts though, in some cases. But yeah, I don't think that movie was very good. In general, it's like been interesting, cause like, there's a lot of movies, and I don't know how long I'm actually gonna stick with it. I might give up partway through, cause like, I don't know if I have it in me to watch all of these movies. I might just bail. Might just say nope to that, and then nope out around like, I don't know, some of these.
Some guy just got his car stolen at gunpoint. They went that way.
We've actually seen most of the mission types, unfortunately. This game can get very repetitive very quickly. The only one we haven't seen is helping people off a sinking ferry, which is like the only one that's like really awful in my opinion. You have other ones that are like, here's the, like, henchman fight. But the problem with the henchman fights is they get one variant later on that's awful. Because you have a mech, basically, that you have to fight. And it's just the worst thing to fight in the game, because they shoot rockets at you. So once you get to that point, like, trying to actually 100% the game, not 100%, but even just do, like, the post-game, is very annoying. Hello, welcome on in. Okay, we are 1,000 points short. Damn it. That sucks. Actually, let's finally do a challenge race. Watch this one be a hard difficulty, because I know my luck. Follow this path as fast as you can. Okay, it's at medium, so we'll see how this goes. Neat. I don't remember the routing for this. How am I doing? That is a very good question. I don't know if I have an answer to. Okay. So is it good? Touch ground, not to be confused with touch grass. Best time completed, now go for the mega time. Oh wait, we got it. Cool. So yeah, we actually got... Ooh, that's a lot of points. We actually did it first try, like the best time. So I'm happy about that. Hehe, shocking developments. I wonder who the villain of this chapter will be. What chapter is this? 12? Let's see, chapter 13 is just like, kinda continuing this one. Oh, I thought this was like a henchman or something, and not like just a normal dude. Wait, which one does this go to? Your apartment. I am mixing up two chapters, I think. Oh, after the next chapter, you're immediately thrown into the one after. Huh. I'm trying to think. It's like, well, should I just stop playing? Like, I think it's 13 and 14 where it immediately goes into chapter 14. This might actually only be a 15 chapter game. Because in 14 is that one. Yeah, I think it's just that. Oops, we are like 2/3 of the way through the game, actually. I'm doing way better than I thought I would. I say as I'm probably going to get walled at the end game, because it is not easy. It's casually running into a wall. Good job, Spidey. Again, gotta check every chapter for upgrades. Might as well... Wait, that's not what I want. Again, I'm just kind of hoarding points at this point. Not really putting a lot of thought into this.
Get a job.
Let's see. In terms of other superhero games I really like, here's a fun one, and by fun I mean, oh no, this game sucks, in a way.
Trying to force the lock, right?
Another movie game, actually, The Incredibles. I have a story about this game. That game is really hard. It took forever for me to actually finish it, because for a movie game based on a kids movie, it was surprisingly difficult. It was a decent game though, just very hard. Along with The Incredibles, like, I never played the console version of Finding Nemo very much. I played the GBA version, which was not great. I feel like like, back when, like, Blockbuster existed, I did play a little bit of that at least. But not, like, in full, because I never owned the GameCube version. Blockbuster rentals are always very interesting, because you could get a version that was just completely broken. Like a copy.
Parker, drop everything. I don't care what you're doing. I need a photographer to cover my son's charity ball.
Uh-oh. It's already starting. I'd better get down there fast if I want to avoid getting fired again.
Okay, camera. Thank you for cooperating. Yeah, in terms of, like, Marvel, like, you know, going back to the Arxis thing for a moment, the big question in my mind is, are they just gonna talk about Tokon already? Like, are we just gonna get Tokon character reveals really fast and from various events, or are they gonna be more geared at Sony events? I can kind of picture either happening, because, you know, fewer eyes are gonna be on Trust and Arxis stream compared to, like, a big event, so I almost don't know when we'll hear from this game again. Anyway, gotta go up here now for some reason.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm very pleased to introduce you all to Miss Mary Jane Watson. Mary Jane has just agreed to marry me, and I couldn't wait to share my happiness with everyone.
So what's the hunk's superpower?
He threw a football on the moon.
Uh-huh. Red is easily impressed, isn't she? Shouldn't you try to find somebody more your speed?
Just what I needed. Love advice from a thief.
Are you still sore about that statue? I gave it to the cops already. I was just having some fun with you. You look kind of cute, trying to figure out what happened back at that warehouse. Anyway, my original point was, why are you still bothering with a normal girl? Normal is boring.
Normal is half my life. At least it's supposed to be.
Why? I mean, seriously. Why settle for being some schmo when you can be a superstar?
Well?
Forget it. I was gonna tell you about Shocker, but you're obviously busy sulking.
Shocker? What about him?
Oh, just that he broke out of prison a little while back and he's back in the city. I was gonna show you where he's hiding out, but...
Show me.
That's the spirit? Trust me, kicking his heavily padded butt will make you feel better.
Yeah, you're probably right. Let's go.
Come on now.
See, I kind of feel like Tokon's roster is gonna be really big, actually. Like, for a modern game. I can picture there being like 20 characters just because it's a 4v4. So I feel like they'd want a decent variety. Plus, it's not coming out for a bit.
Still, I was a little distracted at the time.
I am weird about the game. I don't think I care from the perspective of it being Marvel. Bizarrely, I say as I'm playing a Spider-Man game. But more just because it's Arxis. I mean, I'm the same way with Dragon Ball. I wouldn't play Fighters if it wasn't an Arxis game, probably. And I say that as I haven't really played Fighters ever. It just, that never was quite my cup of tea, I don't think. I've been realizing how much I have not been focusing on my voice at all this stream, not gonna lie. Like, I just kind of don't care about Tokon that much, weirdly enough. I just feel like it's gonna be good, but I'm not, like, over the moon about it. But then again, I also don't play Grand Blue Fantasy, but I'm interested in Versus. That was almost the plan coming up here. I was doing a playthrough of that at some point for, like a game clearing. I need to figure out how long the story mode is, though. I also haven't done, like, any, like, special streams for Pride Month this month, which kind of bums me out. Just, like, I had other plans, basically, so things just didn't quite work out the way I'd hoped. For, like, roster picks for Tokon, I mean, I say what I always say, is I want a certain amount of X-Men. You know, I'm kind of like, you know, Wolverine, just because he needs to be there, but even beyond just that, I would like to see, like, Phoenix, or, you know, something like that, you know. Yeah, Pride stream. I had a game in mind. The irony is, doing this for a Pride stream would spoil what the game's plot twist is. Like, we only have one more Thursday, so unless I do it, like, on a bonus day, we ain't doing it this year. Unless I move this finishing Spider-Man 2 to next week, and then do the Pride Day thing.
Spider-Man! I don't know how you found me, but there's no way you're getting me this time!
Hey, Shocker. You look different somehow. Have you been reupholstered?
Still a comedian, huh?
Come on, Spider. Let's take this guy out.
Yeah, again, I like a lot of characters. A lot of them are very poorly handled in their actual source material, though, which is the unfortunate part. It's like, you know, I always advocate for Silk being in more things, but then, that would require potentially acknowledging, or, like, having to raise awareness of how horribly Silk is handled. And I am not ready for the internet discourse on that. I'm just biased. I like getting more diverse rosters and just the usual characters in more ways than one. It's like having a ton of Spider-Man just has the Goku Dragon Ball Fighters problem, but it's like, I almost feel like Miles and Gwen should be there, at least. And you can do different things with them, because I think they have different power sets. You can even have, like, Gwenum specifically. So, like, there would be ways, I think, have the different characters and still have them play differently. Speaking of Spider-Man, I still haven't seen any of the Spider-Verse movies, but I hear, like, Sony did another animated movie recently, like, was it K-Pop Demon Hunters, that everyone's, like, really happy about? Yeah, it's kind of funny how many comic writers are just like, yeah, no, I like Marvel vs. Capcom, and it was just wanted to include a move from it. Like, that seems to be the case for a lot of, like, comics, just, like, including references. I also feel like Deadpool should be there, like... It's also weird how, like, Blade, I don't think has ever been in a Marvel vs. Capcom. I don't think, Daredevil has ever been, unless I'm forgetting he was in Infinite. You can watch true. I really want Nightcrawler. Like, if we're talking about like favorite X-Men, obviously I like the gender ones. If I'm being real, like I'm not gonna shock anyone with that. So like Phoenix, Rogue, Mystique. Mystique would be really cool. Kind of like what's her name from Skullgirls. But like genuinely, like Nightcrawler is one of my favorite X-Men characters. Like if I'm not just gonna go gender pick, it's gonna be Nightcrawler. Because then you can have like a mix-up with teleports. The community is gonna lose its mind because that sounds horrific to counter. Like the worst 50-50. Yeah, I actually don't have Netflix, so yeah, I haven't really watched much. There's one series I went out of my way to watch because of one actress. And now I'm actually like tempted to suggest it to watch it with Aiden just because of a different actress actually. Where the hell is Shocker? Something, I'll chase you to the ends of the earth. I'm not gonna scream it. I'm not that like locked in. Well, that could have gone a little bit smoother, but hey. No prob.
Cat! You okay?
Oh, yeah. He just caught me off guard. I'll be ready for him next time. Listen, I gotta get going. I have some things I need to do. See ya.
Nice. So there's that mission. So we have to fight Shocker again, obviously. The White House is actually the home of challenge mode in post-game. You have like special challenge missions. Ironically, I just took a sip of my green tea, but thank you, GB. I really do like all the reminders I have set up. It's nice, because I am very forgetful. The other thing I was thinking about is like, in terms of more recent characters, I almost wonder if we had ever gotten another Marvel vs. Capcom, if Infinite hadn't killed the series, if we would just organically have gotten like, you know, Gwen or Gwenpool as a playable character.
I wonder what Shocker is planning.
But like, Infinite was just like right when a bunch of now popular characters were being like created, or like taking off in popularity. Like, Miles and Gwen both, I don't think were as well known before Spider-Verse, but now are really well liked. So yeah, there's actually only 15 chapters, so we only have 3 more story chapters to go. I think we're gonna stop here as a result. Again, even then, next stream will probably be really short. Again, the good news with Marvel is at least it feels like they've kind of learned a lesson. Like with Tokon, it just kind of feels like they're giving them free reign on a lot of the characters, which is nice. And Rivals too, it feels like they're kind of giving a lot of free reign, sometimes in not good ways in my opinion. I don't like a lot of the Rivals character designs, I'm gonna be real. Some of them are a little bit garish. Tokon's as well, to be fair, like, you know. Some of them are pretty good, but we'll have to wait and see on the others. So yeah, chapter 13 directly leads into chapter 14, which is why I'm like, I don't think I should start this chapter. Okay, but what about? There was someone else I had in mind. Yeah, I've seen a lot of predictions of Jeff because of just how like well liked the character is now. Like Jeff the Landshark and a couple others have kind of breached containment. I'd say Luna Snow has breached containment quite a bit, actually. Like, I would say she was not a well-known character until Rivals. I still don't think she's a very good character, unfortunately, as someone who's apparently been, like, assigned Luna Snow for various reasons. But So I just kind of feel like she's very shallow. Like, just, she's too recent. There's no history there. She's just kind of like the Korean, which almost actually is infuriating to me if I'm being real. Like, I almost feel like the Agents of Atlas just have the problem, and then you have the characters who do have backstory, like Cindy, but we don't talk about her backstory. Like, we do not ask about, like, we do not perceive her original comic run with Spider-Man. Again, so the whole spider pheromone thing is not my favorite plot device in a Marvel comic ever. It feels like Spider-Man in general is like the most concerning plot lines tend to involve Spider-Man. I mean, there's some concerning plot lines with a ton of characters, to be fair, but Spider-Man in particular gets some real duds, I'd say, in terms of good writing. So yeah, we have a Daily Bugle mission that immediately goes into finding a Shocker, and then when you beat that mission, having enough points, which is actually pretty easy, it's a long mission, then you get thrown straight into Chapter 14, and then after Chapter 14, then you have Endgame. So yeah, I think we should stop here, with the gameplay at least. I say as I'm not stopping, because hey, remember I was talking about how much I love open world games? Yeah, I'm just having that, like, fun of swinging around. I also had an idea when we get closer to the end, in like 5 years from now, because again, Spider-Man 2 is game 11 out of 50 for Fox Girls favorites. I'm not kidding. Guess what? A lot of those are RPGs. So, you know, after Pikmin 2, which is the one after, we probably will do Thousand Year Door.
Come on!
No, wait, there's another game between, but then Thousand Year Door, that's gonna be like 10 streams, minimum. Probably more like 12 or 14. 12 to 14, if I had to guess. If I want to do Pit of 100 Trials, it'll definitely be longer. But then the RPGs just kind of keep happening. After that, we have like 2 Final Fantasies, Super Paper Mario, a Tales of game, 2 Xenoblades, potentially a Persona. So yeah, I'm biting off way more than I should be chewing, if I'm being real. I'm making choices with my decision to play as many games for this little series as I am currently planning. But the thing is, hey, I'm not planning on going anywhere anytime soon. So like, I'm someone who likes having really, really far out plans, because like, then I don't have to think as much about like making plans, which in my book is a good thing, because if I give too much thought, I will overthink and stress myself out. So yeah, there's a reason I overplan things and just have like a ton of plans, so I don't have to stress about it later. Anyway, hi. I just went on a huge ass tangent, but thank you all for watching. This was a lot of fun. This is a very fun game to revisit. Again, we only have 3 more story chapters, so this will be a very like short wrap up, hopefully. Whether I decide to do just open world stuff or maybe even something else entirely, remains to be seen. Unfortunately, the game I was thinking about for Pride Month is like an hour and a half. I don't think we can beat this in an hour, so like, I don't know when I'll actually do that game for Pride Month. Maybe I'll do it on Thursday. Or maybe I'll just stream tomorrow. Just get an extra stream in, finish up this game. And then next Monday, yeah, we'll either finish this if I don't finish it this week, or we'll start Pikmin 2. God help me. You know, if it wasn't for like conflicting with something else at the same time, I could go straight into just reacting to the Arc System Works stream. But I will probably end at 6 next week. So yeah, schedule's a little bit up in the air of like what game we'll play when. We might just finish Spidey on Thursday, I might do the Pride Month game. Either way, happy Pride Month to all who partake. This has actually been a pretty good Pride Month. I've had some self-discovery about myself on that regard. which has been very interesting. Very overwhelming also in some ways, but overall I think it was very... I was gonna say fruitful, I'm like, that feels like a very bad pun. So, yeah, I think my brain is shutting down, actually. I'm probably gonna sign off soon. Yeah, thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the stream, you can follow for notifications when I go live. I also have 2 YouTube channels. One is for edited down streams, and one is for full VODs. I also have a coffee for donations. Again, donating is completely optional, as is contributing to my throne, which the temptation to put every Idol album on here is very strong. I don't want to go into too much detail, it's a heavier topic than I would like, but I discovered there's a bunch of stuff that's like, ooh, Spotify is doing a bunch of doing a bunch of bad stuff. So I'm kind of like, okay, what if I just buy every album I want physically? Because I make good decisions. But anyway, slight tangent aside, I have a blue sky. I mostly just retweet stuff. I'm questioning how much I retweet, given how many people like I was retweeting and amplifying who ended up getting milkshake ducked like immediately. But that's again probably something I shouldn't be going into too much detail on stream. Yeah, happy Pride Month. Hope everyone has had a good Pride Month so far. And yeah, we'll see what we do on Thursday. If we stream on Thursday at all. Given my slight flakiness sometimes. But yeah, hope everyone has a good rest of their day. And I will do my best to do the same. So yeah, we're not gonna raid. We're just gonna end off here. Thank you all for watching. And I am gonna go crash. So take care, everybody.